come to the bold analysis, there is a problem in this country. And if this problem is not solved, as we normally say, if the leaders don't change, then they will truly perish. I've watched different footages about the events of Kehancha when someone threw a stone targeting the president's head. And first, let me take this opportunity and say, kindly, even if you want to vent your frustration, the president's men plus the president himself, they're very frustrated. And they can stop at nothing, including taking your life. Violence, I've always said, when it comes to violence, we don't spare anyone. That shoe could as well hit someone, hit a child. It can cause stampede, and people can even die. Kindly, you must take care of yourself. On this one, Migori, we need to meet Ruto nyuma ya tent. And I've looked at something. What is happening in this country is actually echoes of war. And what should worry the president and his team is, why are Kenyans very suicidal? Because if you ask me, that is a suicidal act. Nowadays, the president walks with almost red berets, and just 30 meters, not 30, probably 10 meters in front of the president, the whole place is marooned by the red berets, and they will descend on you. But nevertheless, I want us to analyze what it is. We must analyze it for what it is. I've watched 2 frames. I want to share with you 2 frames. 2 frames from the Migori shoe throwing incident. And this is the first frame. Tupunguze gharama tulisema tupunguze gharama ya mbolea. Kweli ama si kweli? Tulisema tupunguze gharama ya mbolea. Ngojea wachana nao wananchi. The man throwing the stone clearly is clear as where his shooter was targeting that shoe to hit the president. And so it happened. If you look at frame 2, which was taken, the frame 1, the person taking the video could be behind the shoe thrower. Frame 2, which is also a slow motion video, I want you to look at it here. Tulisema kwanza tupunguze gharama ya sehemu hii. Tulisema kwanza tupunguze gharama ya You will see clearly the throw of the photo of the shoe was not guessing. He was targeting. He had a target. 2 questions that I've had to ask myself. Was it just naturally throwing? Someone is mad, someone is angry. Was it stage managed? By who? Stage managed by William Ruto's team, or stage managed by the broad-based fellows? I will get to answer those questions here. Immediately after that, I saw government bloggers doing a spin. And now this is what has then caught my attention. This lady Martha Miano used to work in the office of Rigathi before she was hounded out of office. So she's a blogger for the state. She's saying, the shoe flying around was from two rival groups of Kuria West and Kuria East constituencies. It hit the president by mistake. No one targeted the president. The team supporting Honorable Migori Kitayama, Kuria East, did not want Honorable Matthias Robi, Kuria West, to address the crowd, and that's when the supporters of the two MPs clashed. That said, whether by mistake or not, the one who threw that shoe will never forget this day. President is not your MCA to mess around with atasondekwa awe funzo kwake mwenyewe na kwa wengine wenye tabia kama hiyo. That is the narrative that was floated. Another government blogger sharing this information, curiously, naitwa Mwangi. John Kamau, the man who threw a shoe that accidentally hit the president during a chaotic event in Kehancha, Migori County, has been arrested. According to reports, the incident happened after supporters from Kuria West and Kuria East clashed over who should speak. Honorable Migori Kitayama's Kuria East supporters opposed Honorable Matthias Robi, Kuria West, addressing the crowd, leading to pushing objects and being thrown. Pushing and objects being thrown. Apparently, the shoe wasn't aimed at the president. It hit him by mistake during the chaos. The others went on after the incident. This one had to drag a Kikuyu name. 3 gentlemen have been arrested in Kehancha after that, and I can confirm the man is not a Kikuyu as being alleged. But because of dragging that name, that tells me the narrative someone is taking. Someone is struggling to say that that was organized and, someone is targeting the Kikuyu nation as the ones that were hostile to the president. So that is the spin that has been created. One question I want to ask, if the two camps were fighting, then why only one shoe? If it is a clash between two camps, then only one shoe, only one person is throwing a shoe. There should have been stones and objects crossing, meeting somewhere in air. This side is throwing and this side is throwing. The truth is, there was nothing like camps fighting. There is nothing like that. This was a pure hostility from the people. And remember, the crowd was a paid crowd. Look at this video. Yes. That crowd was a rented crowd. But it actually went that way. I will still show you something. Immediately after that, the women rep spoke and was warning media against amplifying the incident, saying that the youths wanted to meet the president one-on-one, and because they have not been able, that is why they are venting their frustration. Listen to that women rep.
Kufurahi sio furugu, umeona kidogo Wakuria wanakupenda, wanataka wafike karibu wakakatazwa. Hiyo tu, hakuna shida nyingine hapa Kuria, si ni kweli? Wakuria sisi ni wapenda amani na hatupendi fujo siku yoyote. Kwa hivyo watu wa press msiende kutangaza yenu. Ile imefanyika hapa, wanataka kusalamia na mkono na wameshindwa kukufikia. Sasa ukipata nafasi, utarudi hapa usalamie kila youth kwa mkono ya mwisho. Sisi kama wana wa Migori, hapa hawa watu walikupigia kura kupita kwa UDA. Na nusu wakapigia baba kutoka kwa ODM. Sasa hapa mtukufu rais, watu wa UDA wako na presidency na watu wa ODM wako na president. Si tuko wote ndani ya serikali. Kwa hivyo kama Wakuria tumekuomba utusaidie tupate hiyo county, na ninajua utashughulikia pale utafika na sisi tutasukuma. So
you can see the spin around it. The president's men engaged in some running battle, and they descended on 3 men, arrested 3 men who are believed, in fact, they arrested anyone who did not have a shoe. I want to tell you something. Look at this photo. Hapa ndio president alirushiwa hiyo shoe. Look at the distance between where the president is standing and where the radius of the security, where the security men are. Someone have said another narrative, I'll not read it. Some have also said that some people are fighting, alafu kaanza kukick. Then in kicking hiyo kiatu ikaruka ikafika huko fast. On that case, the shoe would have not had hit the head. It was targeting the head of the president. Number 2, that is a crowd. If they are kicking, they should not get off from the crowd. Number 3, look at the distance between the two. So, and the narrative about a commotion, I want to play for you this video. This is another video of what the president said before that incident. Before that incident happened, there is something he was saying, and this is a video showing the crowd when the president is talking. You know, the other one is akirushiwa, inaonyesha akirushiwa. So, the same time, ukiona sauti yake kirudi chini, I want you to look at the crowd and show me, too, pay attention to how the crowd are interacting with the information. What is their mood? They're just staring at the president, and they're not rejuvenated as that crowd. And number 2, show me whether there was any commotion. I've spoken to some radio journalist from Migori who is telling me, and he was in that event, he's telling me, the time hiyo shoe imerushwa, the 2 leaders they're saying had spoken. It is the president who speaks last. So the other 2 leaders he's saying had actually spoken. There is nothing like there's a gap between the 2. Now you can see there was an attempt to evade the question of hostility. Yes. They'd gone there to launch some affordable housing project. And at that place, something is going on. Now, 3 possibilities. 1, if the president's team are the ones that have stage managed it, then they wanted to divert attention from the Wamunyoro declaration. Wamunyoro declaration was huge. I want to tell you that. What happened in Wamunyoro was huge. We are going to look at it in my next video. And the president was in Migori and they rushed to that event, and they realized that the newspaper headline is going to be about Nyeri. How I wish that that incident does not consume the newspaper headline. But of course, it's the president. I know it will take. And if it is them that have planned it, then they wanted to deflate the attention on the Wamunyoro declaration. That's number 1. If it is the broad-based team that have organized it, then by who? Migori laid a red carpet for him. If it would have been Siaya or Homa Bay, Siaya Orengo is red hot. Homa Bay is also hot over the death of Ngondowere. So I rule out those 2 options. The only one available is it was a natural hostility. And that is why people are running spin narratives about it. The leadership is denying hostility. But Nyanza is very hostile. That's one thing we need to. Even if we can rent the crowds to create the perception, but that doesn't really translate into a good relationship with the people. That women rep, I remember in Migori, Oburu was attacking Orengo. while Orengo was attending an event with Ida Odinga. But Oburu was attacking Orengo during the interdenominational service. Oburu did not go to Kehancha. But in Kehancha, it is the women rep who was attacking Orengo. I would want you to look at the reaction of the people when women rep is attacking Orengo. How exactly the people are reacting.
Ya mwisho kabisa, sisi kama youths wa Migori County na wamama, tunaambia wale wazee, umri yenu ya kukaa nyumbani umefika. Wacha kutuambia turudi barabarani. Sisi haturudi barabarani kamwe. Sisi tuliandamana na baba akasema tushikane mikono. Na sisi bwana rais baba akisema hiyo ndio kanisa yetu, hapo ndio tunapeleka sadaka yetu na maombi yetu na tuko nyuma yako. Na ule anataka maandamano achukue watoto wake atoe kwa county government ya Siaya aende andamane na wao kwake. Mungu awabariki.
This should be enough if you analyze, if you do your analysis well, to show you that the attacks against Orengo in this context are not so much attractive to the people. And it will not bring the kind of hype that someone would want to achieve. I want against William Ruto's Migori trip. But I told you, he went to Migori so that he would neutralize Matiang'i. Because Migori borders Kisii. And most probably is also going to get so many people from the Kisii side. So it was a very strategic one, but I said it was ill-timed. Immediately the information about Ongondowere came, he needed to shelve that. So Nyanza is a bit restless. And having listened to a man most of us don't appreciate, Opondo Kaloma, saying we might have to reset ties with Ruto over Ongondowere's death.
As I want to join all the leaders who have spoken, including the National Assembly Speaker whom I represent here and the members of Parliament, that we want confirmation on who killed Were, why he was killed, and who sent the killers before we return Charles Ongondowere to the land of his ancestors, Kachien, Kasepulka. You must know it. I want to join leaders who have spoken that unraveling this death is going to be a co-concentration in terms of whether or not our relationship with the current government is continuing. And I want to tell President Ruto, we are always told the arms of government are very long. The arm of government is the security apparatus and the investigative agencies of government. We will not allow the long arms of government to grow shorter at the death of our son and continue any relationship with you going forward. So we must know, more so because of the MOU you signed with Barbara Odinga before Friday, who was killed, the son of Omabe. We want to know who sent the killers of Charles Ongondowere, because there is the executor and the person who sent them. But we want also to know the reason as to why these people killed the son of Omabe, Charles William Monda.
And something is happening. In fact, I want to say this. After the death of Ongondowere, there have been a focus on violence is creeping in Luo Nyanza. And that is why it is very regrettable for that. That is a narrative that has been used for quite so long to disenfranchise, to discriminate regions. And that is enough. That is enough for someone to say, I'm not taking a project there. I'm not taking a project there. William Ruto's modus operandi is analeta project kama core, like some sweets. Now, this kind of thing projects William Ruto as a victim of hooliganism. Did he want that? There is something Sifuna said. And that is what William Ruto, when he's back in Nairobi, this is what should be disturbing him. Why is the social contact between the leaders and the people shrinking? The people are fed up. And as I said, the man who made that risk was committing suicide. That is a suicidal move. And there is no doubt that that is something that should get many people worried. That is a suicidal doubt. Listen to Sifuna.
Wananchi hawatupendi, hiyo ndio kweli. Mheshimiwa Makani, pandwano wakakupa hata sababu zima. Because of our own manners. Tabia yetu wenyewe imefanya wananchi sasa siku hizi wanatuangalia kama sisi ni maadui. Ukiangalia baada ya kifo cha Mheshimiwa Amondo Were, ukisikiza comments zile watu wanasema, nimeona mwingine akisema huyo mtu hata ashuke hiyo boda aendelee kuua watu, kuna wabunge kadhaa bado lazima wataka wahamu. Umeharibu uhusiano wetu na wananchi, si ndio? Mtu anasimama mbele ya umma anazungumza matope kabisa. Tunaonekana ni kama sisi tunajali maisha yetu peke yake, hatujali maisha ya wananchi wa kawaida. Kule Transmara juzi tumewawa watu 6 kwa sababu ya mzozo wa ardhi. Mwenye kunyakua ardhi mnamjua. Si mnamjua? Mumma yeye mmoja. Sasa badala tu address issue ya kunyakua shamba, naona viongozi wa Rift Valley, kwa sababu wakati huu unajua wanasema ukizoea kulisha mamba watoto wa wengine, wakati watoto wa wengine wataisha hiyo mamba itakula watoto wao. Sasa namuona Senator Cheruiyot ndio ameamka. Hata sasa anasema wanasomea IG kama amekaa hapo Inspector General of Police, wanamsomea kwa sababu imefika kwao. Lakini sisi tunasema kama hakuna mtu ambaye ni salama mahali, sisi sote hatuko salama. Haijalishi wewe ni mbunge, wewe ni mwalimu, wewe ni father, we have to have a country where everybody is safe. We have lost our empathy. You listen to a member of parliament anasema people die every day. Ni kawaida, we will move on. Those are the people giving the National Assembly and the Senate a bad name, and are giving the relationship, making the relationship between the wananchi and the people and the leaders very bad. So mimi nataka niseme pole kwa chama kizima cha ODM, wa ndugu zetu wa Kasipul wa kumpoteza mbunge wao. I am telling you, this thing can happen to anyone. Any one of us, because we are not safe in this country.
So William Ruto is in a big crisis because the events of Migori, interpretation of those events is in between these 4 probabilities. The first one, could he be facing a messaging crisis? Especially at that point, he was talking about the cost of farming inputs. Yeah. So Migori, that place, they are doing sugarcane. So people don't trust what he's saying. Is it a messaging problem? Because ameongea vizuri mtu ajarek, but ikifika wakati ameanza kuongea kitu mtu atakarusha. Number 2, the broad-based ideology has not been embraced by the Raila mania. I don't know how this will have to be explained. And I want to say this. What Raila did of working, I don't know, to counties, I don't know, consulting, the results of the consultation did not base his decision on those things he was said. And immediately after that broad-based, I think Raila has confused his supporters until people don't understand what the broad-based ideology is. On one end, he's saying, we are not in government. We just went to stabilize government. On the other end, he's saying, I have took experts to the government. And these experts are his people. And so, someone, are we there or not? Now, before you know, Sifuna, Nyong'o, and Orengo are speaking against that deal. Now, while the presidents talk about working together, the president talks about the handshake is about the unity of the country. Raila Odinga and his team only speaks about stability of the country and never a 2027 endorsement. From what is happening in Migori, even moments around, and that's why I've done an analysis, not just on that stone, on that shoe throwing, moments around it, there is a message that the leaders must gather. The other probability here is Orengo's voice. While some would want to dismiss it, but it is penetrating. And lastly, I feel Kehancha is bordering Kisii. And the hostility happening is an after effect of Matiang'i coming to endorse, or rather to lay his candidature. Keep it here. We are coming back with a story from Wamunyoro.